For more than hundreds and thousands of years, philosophers, theologians, and scientists have debated if we have the free will or is everything predetermined. Some people say that whatever happens in the universe or in any individual's daily life, that was meant to be happen, and that every choice and action we make is predetermined. But some say that our choices and actions are not influenced by the outside forces, and they are the people who believe in the existence of free will. What is determinism? The premise behind the determinism defense is that all occurrences, including human behavior, are the inevitable outcomes of earlier causes and circumstances. Or to put it another way, everything that occurs is the outcome of a series of causes and consequences that started at the beginning of time. According to this point of view, the causal sequence of events that happened before predetermined our actions, hence, they are not completely free. The ancient Greek philosopher Democritus was one of the determinism's most prominent and early proponents. He held the view that everything in cosmos was composed of indivisible, small, and constantly moving objects known as atoms. He claimed that since the movement of these atoms was preset, everything else in the cosmos was also predetermined. The idea of causal determinism is one of the strongest arguments against the existence of free will. According to the theory of causal determinism, every event is the consequence of a series of causes and the effects that started with the universe's initial cause. Based on this point of view, our decisions and behaviors are not completely free. Because of the causal sequence of events that came before they predestined them, this point of view contends that even though we may think we are making decisions, but in reality, they are only the outcome of external factors over which we have no influence. Well, before we try to answer if we have free will or not, one other question arises, and that question is the idea of free will or determinism relevant to us? Depending on one's answer, there are two psychological qualities: defeatism and aspiration. What is defeatism? In a negative frame of mind known as defeatism, a person believes they are unfit or undeserving of succeeding in their endeavors. Usually, it is marked by a sense of helplessness and self pity. There are those who get dejected as children. Everything in their lives is determined by external factors, such as other people, their school, the government, the media, etc. But for themselves, aspiration. When a person has a goal they are working toward and feels like their mind and body are cooperating to help them reach that goal, they are in an aspirational state of mind. It is the sensation of being just before something significant. According to the studies, people who have ambitions are more likely to achieve the goals they set for themselves. Now let's talk a bit about free will. From the heart of ancient Greece, the philosopher Aristotle sparked the first flames of rebellion. He dared to dream of free will, the wondrous ability of humans to make choices unbound by the chains of destiny. To Aristotle, each person was a master of their own fate, capable of charting a course through life by the stars of their own desires. As the ages turned, German philosopher Immanuel Kant took up the banner of free will. He argued that moral responsibility was the cornerstone of humanity, and without free will, the edifice of ethics would crumble to dust. To Immanuel Kant, the capacity to choose between right and wrong was a sacred gift, one that placed the weight of accountability squarely on human shoulders. This is enough, yet the battle was far from over. In the modern era scientists proposed that even within a predetermined universe, there could exist a form of freedom defined by our own desires and intentions, even if those desires themselves were shaped by prior events. But not everyone was convinced. Critics of compatibilism argued that true freedom could not exist in a world where every thought and action was inevitable result of past causes. They held firm to the belief that free will and determinism were eternally at odds, two forces destined to clash without resolution. The American philosopher Daniel Dennett, who contends that free will is compatible with determinism, is another thinker who has had a considerable influence on the discussion of free will. He thinks that people have some degree of autonomy over their behavior and are not entirely influenced by their surroundings. He contends that even though external factors may have an impact on what we do, we still have the freedom to make decisions that are not predestined. In the end, the answer lies not in the stars, but within each of us. Whether we see ourselves as the architects of our destiny or the passengers on a predestined or predetermined journey, our beliefs shape our reality. And so the tale of free will and determinism continues, a timeless saga that will forever captivate the hearts and minds of those who seek to understand the mysteries of life. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.